much for joining me today. This is At Home with Kayla Price, and I'm Kayla. And welcome to 2023. I am so excited to be back. This is my first video of the year, and this starts my third year on YouTube. So I'm just eager to get going and get started. But I don't know if y'all have felt overwhelmed with projects already in this year. I know that I have. I've got lots of things I want to accomplish here at home and lots of things that I have to get accomplished at work. And everything is very much something that can be easily accomplished. It's just the lack of time. So when I'm at home, I'm worried about work. When I'm at work, don't have time to think. It's just starting off rather overwhelming, but it will be, we're going to survive this. And if you're going through what I'm going through and just feeling overwhelmed, then, that old advice, you just got to put one foot in front of the other and tackle one project at a time. So that is what I plan to do for this year. Today, though, I wanted to start by sharing a garden update. If you have been a blog reader or a YouTube watcher, then you know I do not have a green thumb. Probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I was very successful and have continued to be with herbs, so I'm thankful for that. But in the last couple of years, I've started doing okay with some vegetables. So I have had some sad winter impacts on my garden. I thought I would show you that. And then I wanted to share with you a funny Christmas gift that I got for my husband. And I'm gonna end with some of my favorite purchases for 2022. And it covers the gamut from beauty to clothing to food items to kind of an other category, which includes a little bit of tech. I'm not very technical, so, it is what it is. But I'm just so appreciative to have you here. I appreciate you spending time with me and watching this video. And let's get started. At least we've had a beautiful day here today in Texas. So sadly, I don't even know where to start. It looks so bad. No need to do a spring cleanup yet because it is not spring. Ooh. Okay, so this is my little, let me see if I can, that is my little, what do you call it? Greenhouse thing that I have. And as you see, all of my beautiful lemon trees didn't make it. Sage didn't make it. I don't think my agaves have made it. Ooh. The glass is dirty, aloe veras didn't make it, and more agaves seem to be frozen. So that was not a good plan on my part. And there are, little, you can probably see here, little gaps. So I will have to try something different next year. But herbs, I just put a tub over them. They may be dead. These should be dead. Yep. Lavender, I think it's toast. That rosemary is toast. This is turned into a water station for a random cat that keeps showing up. Nothing there is alive. Tomato should be dead. I gotta cut that back. Another rosemary that didn't make it. Freezing cold swimming pool. I hope I don't fall in. I do have some kale. Now, it's probably on its last leg. It seems like it's trying to come back, but it and the onion are doing okay. We did have some kale in a salad a couple of weeks ago. This pot was empty. This had a, ooh, yep, it's dead too. It had a gardenia. And so I'd covered it, and then what's in here? Oh, gross. Well, the zucchini. It looks like I'm gonna get to start over again this summer, which will be fine. It just, that proves how great of a gardener I am. Can't even protect my plants. So, but I'll try next year and maybe I'll do better. Okay, so I have promised you a peek at a funny Christmas gift that my husband gave me this year. And to kind of put it in perspective, I think this might be the first year we actually kind of talked about limits and not going overboard. Not that we really ever go overboard, but we have both come to the realization that we have too much stuff and we definitely need to weed it out. So we just, even with our families, we did try to minimize a bit. And you know what? I got to tell you, I don't feel like I missed a single thing. We still had great times spent with our family. We still, really focused on what Christmas is about, and we had a calm New Year. It just was a very relaxing and enjoyable. We didn't get into sometimes what Christmas can turn into, or the whole holiday season, just the craziness and the running here and there. So I feel very thankful, and I think my husband would agree, very thankful for the way we celebrated this year. But one thing that kind of did impact, so it was good we had planned for calm. I ended up being like sick most of December, either with sinus issues or just, back pain or whatever. It was just one of those where I'm, even into January was still having some sinus problems. So I'm glad to be back full. I'm glad to be back and feeling well. So here is the long-awaited funny item that my husband gave me. And it gets even funnier when you hear the whole story. But this is what I unwrapped on Christmas Day. And I am not sure. Oh gosh. Sorry for the glare, but that is the detail. That, folks, is me. That is not my attire. If you've watched very much of my content creation, I am an Anglophile, a royal watcher. I just find it intriguing, not a political statement or anything like that, but it is interesting, and I do like the history side of it and all that. So I don't know what got into my husband other than what do you get for, somebody who has too much and buys what she wants. So this was unusual. Definitely wasn't expecting it. I think it's pretty well done. He said it came from a company called Make Me Royal. So this is what I opened on Christmas Day, which he went on to tell me that there was an earlier package that had been lost in shipment. So I have a second. And this, of course, beautiful gold frame. Maybe this photo is probably going to be easier to see, but very detailed. But yet, that's not all. With the lost shipment, and I'm not sure what else communications went on, but somehow he ended up with 3. So there is a third one at my office, which isn't framed, but jokingly, not really sure what I'm going to do with 3 royal pictures of myself, but my husband thought one might look nice at my office over the toilet. I guess, I don't know, royal flush. Some people call a toilet a throne. I'm not sure where he was going with that, but I could entertain my guests with a good laugh while they use the loo. So anyway, that was my funny Christmas gift. A few years ago, my husband had also used images of our dogs, Archie and Max, and done like a royal thing with them. Or maybe it was I think it was just Archie. So he's in like a military uniform, and then it's Archie. So you might want to check out Make Me Royal if you want a good chuckle, have a friend that's a royal watcher, or just at a loss for what to give a friend or loved one for a gift. So anyway, I hope you thought that was funny. I could pass them out if if a watcher wants one. No, I'm kidding. But it is funny. I mean, you know, I think I might have to do paybacks, and my husband might end up as, you know, Prince. Well, I was going to say Prince Charles, but it wouldn't be, would it? Because he's now king. He could be King Charles, just with his own face. So I'll have to check out Make Me Royal. So let me get into some of my favorite 2022 purchases. And I'm going to start with the clothing section. So these aren't necessarily, none of these are actually wear outside clothing pieces, oddly enough, but just the associated things that are clothing related. And my first thing I want to tell you about is this little steamer that I got. And this is what I reach for in the morning when I am running out the door to work and realize that I have a crease from having so much stuff jammed in my closet, or possibly if I'm wearing something new and it has creases from being folded and mailed to me. So it's just a steamer that also the plate here gets hot, so you can actually put it on the fabric if possibly something isn't coming out with just steam. You do not need any kind of special water. The company says that tap water is just fine, that they have the filters built in. So you just remove this canister, open this little rubber tab, put your water in there, fill it up, and then just put it back on and you're good to go. It has a turn on button. Once that button has been pressed, there's a button up here that flashes green. Once it turns solid green, then you can push the trigger and steam. And if, like me, you're having troubles with your hands, then there is a latch you can push down and it'll just continually steam, which is convenient if you're setting this on your cabinet and passing your fabric in front of it, or again if you have maybe some arthritis in your hands or trouble gripping things. That's nice. For me, I do that a lot, just because then, you know, I can, if I'm trying to get an arm steamed or whatever, you don't have to have your hand right there and be worried about it. So this is by Beautiful. Anything that I mention, I will link down below for you. If there is a link like to Amazon, then the link will be there. If it's something that I don't have a link for, I'll at least list what the name is so you can go do a Google search and find it for yourself. So clothing related item number 1. Number 2, which were also a Christmas present for my husband, Bombas Socks. I love Bombas Socks. I have them on now. If you work out a lot, the ones with the padding in the foot are so nice. And I know I've mentioned these to you before, but they are just absolutely really good. The other thing is, I've had good ones in the past from other brands and some that even had some of the cushioning. Now, I have a very small foot, so I'm very thankful when I can find socks that actually fit my feet. But the other socks in the past were, I don't know what the fabric was, maybe polyester or something like that, not a natural fiber. And so over time with wear and washing, they would get little balls on them and look really worn out. These, they wash really well and continue looking good. Now these, it looks like they do have some little peels on that extra thick heel that I mentioned, but the top of the sock, what people will be seeing, still looks really nice. So if you haven't tried Bombas, couple of things. If you have, like, the older we get, the padding on our foot wears away. So if you're having problems with that, here's a solution for you. If you work out a lot and so you're really pounding your feet, these are really great. And just if you are like me, because they do make these socks without the padding, but if you have a small foot or a very large foot, you can get a sock that fits you. And I don't know about you folks, but if you've ever worn socks that are too big for you, which I have my whole entire life, you get really tired of having heels stick up over the back of your shoe or having to turn down the toe in your shoe so that the heel will line up. So it's just so nice to be able to throw on a pair of socks and not monkey with them the rest of the day because they don't actually fit you. So that's number 2. Number 3, I'll put in some pictures because I actually have a pair on and another pair is in the closet, but I love, and if you hear that like kind of smelly hog smell, that's Archie. I don't know what he smells, but he's decided he needs to come in here and be heard. So Archie, you want to say hi? Here's Archie. He had a good Christmas. He opened his Christmas presents. He knew they were for him. He got a green dinosaur as his favorite thing, and he plays with it just about every day if he sees it. He runs by and gives it a good waggle. So I will let him down because he's a 3-second kind of guy. Okay, so Vionic tennis shoes. The brand is Vionic, and the tennis shoes that they make are cute and stylish, and you can wear them, Archie again, you can wear them with dresses, you can wear them with no-show socks and have the little dress and summer vibe going on. It's winter right now. I have them on with a pair of Bombas Socks under jeans. They're just, I like them because they have great arch support. They're really into taking care of your feet. The brand is, so for the most part, I haven't ever had a pair of Vionics I didn't love. Now he's checking to see if I've dropped any crumbs lately in the kitchen. But I will try to link some down below for you, but if you don't see what you like, just keep searching. Vionic really is, for the most part, good. Every now and then, like I have a very small wide foot, so every now and then I'll buy a wide and it's not really wide and I send it back. But like these, I believe, are 6 wides and they fit me perfectly. And the little bit of extra wide gives me room for the padded Bombas. And so for me, it's a great combination. But I did want to mention those because, you know, I don't know if everybody's aware of that brand. It was recommended to me by my foot doctor, podiatrist, and of course I do have arthritis in my feet, so I need to be sure I wear shoes that fit well. I need good arch support, and they're not expensive, and sometimes you can find them on sale or discounted at the end of the season. So check into those if you are looking for a better footwear for your feet. And the last clothing kind of item I wanted to mention to you is from Talbots, which is one of my favorite. And this is actually their Haven Well Within brand, and it's pajamas, and they are washable silk pajamas. They come in 3 or 4 or 5 different colors, I don't know, but over the last several months when things go on sale or I had discount codes, I have collected them, and I'll tell you, I don't wash them. This is them coming out of the dryer. These are the breeches, obviously, and then you can see where I folded them and put them aside. So this is the gray color, and the little matching top, I've washed it so much the little tag has come out. But this, y'all, I don't even think this would be bad to wear outside. You know, if you were wanting something to go under a jacket and just wanted that silk, or maybe with a pair of jeans with the French tuck and some cute little heels, it would be a cute top. But they have a navy color, they have a kind of like pearly ivory color, and then they have a color that I just got, which I think they call clay. This won't be as pretty as on my skin, but when I'm asleep, not anyone's gonna see them but my husband and I. But they are so comfortable, and I like in the winter pajamas. And you know, sometimes the breeches will turn on you or the legs will come up, and these, I don't feel them if they do, just because it's that comfortable silk. And you know that silk is something that will keep you warm when it's cold and it'll keep you cool when it's hot. So you may be thinking, wow, you know, that's a short sleeve for winter, but it is keeping me warm. And then the pants, they fit me perfect. They come down probably to my ankles. They're a little wide-legged, I think, which is part of why they are so comfortable also. So if you were not short like me, then they would probably be a little higher ankle. And if you were tall, they'd be more like a culotte. I think any of those three lengths are very acceptable. So anyway, just something to check out. The clay color, I believe it is on sale right now, or it was when I purchased those. They also make the same top in a short gown. So I did get one of those because then I like gowns in the summer. So this is it. I wear a medium, and this is going to come to probably mid to lower knee, it looks like on me. So anyway, I thought I would mention those because for silk pajamas, they are a good price point. And I see a lot of people right now on YouTube anyway that are into the old-fashioned like men pajamas, you know, with the top that buttons down the front. That's just a lot of stuff to deal with. A collar. I don't want a collar on when I'm trying to sleep. So most of those aren't silk, so they're going to be something that you do want to iron. Like I said, these are washable silk. If you're into ironing, you can definitely do it. I am not, so, you know, sleeping in them one night, they're going to be wrinkly anyway. I guess if you run around your house in your pajamas, you might want to iron them, but really they kind of fall out like when I do come home and put on PJs before I'm actually headed to bed. So they're not a bad wrinkle situation, I don't think. So those are clothing items. For beauty, I just have 4 quick things for you. One is Christian Dior 24-hour Radiant Foundation, Perfection and Hydration, Concentrated Floral Skincare with Sunscreen. So I started, I believe, at the beginning of the year with this, and it's just about gone. It is in the shade Pale. I don't know what shade it is. I don't think it says the shade, actually. So anyway, it is a very light color. Then I heard, so it does give a little bit of a dewy look. I have it on today, but then I saw that that is probably 0.5 neutral because this one's 0.5 neutral. So this is the Transfer Proof 24-hour High Perfection Concentrated Floral Skincare with Sunscreen. They're both SPF 15. Forever by Dior. This one though is more of a matte finish, and of course, depending on how old you are and what look you're going for, and if your skin is oily or already dewy, you may not want to add too much dew to it. Sometimes when you're older, you want the dew. Sometimes when you're older, you want matte if you have enlarged pores. So I also have tried this one and I like it just as well. Of course, my favorite all time is the tinted primer that I have mentioned time and time again, and this is from Shara Makeup. She's a makeup artist out of New York, and I use 01 Light, and literally this is, for me, perfect. I don't get little clumps and lines. I don't get, you know, all the things that sometimes we can get. This does gather in lines just a tidbit, but it's not too bad. So I've enjoyed it, and like I said, I was interested enough to buy the other kind and to finish a bottle, which I don't always do. So you might, if you're looking for something new, you might want to check on that. Number 2 is by Elemis. I have never tried Elemis until this. This is the first thing I did purchase. It is the Pro Pro Collagen Rose Cleansing Balm. And this is my second tub of it. And what I love about it is the rose smell. It just really isn't a bad chemically rose smell. It's a good rose smell. But if you don't like smells or scents or can't use things that are scented, they do make a scent-free version, so don't worry about that. The other thing I like about it, I have been using for probably a year or two now. It's about the size of this. It comes in the purple tub, and it's sort of the same thing. It's a balmy thing that you put on, rub into your skin, and it melts away your makeup. This is the same thing. I just find this to be very soft when you get it out of the tub, whereas the other, you kind of have to melt it a little bit with your fingers to get it on. And the other thing I like about this, which this one is more expensive. You can find it on sale. I did find, I think both of my pots that I bought on Amazon sales. So the Elemis comes with a facial cloth, and I put this, it's not an expensive kind of cloth. It's just, edge, it's not woven or anything. So it's just a hunk of terry cloth they cut. But I set it by where I put my makeup, and instead of using paper towels to get extra makeup I put on my hand or something off my brush, I do it on here, and then I wash it when I wash my towels, and it cleans up quite fine. And then I'm not using single-use paper products, which isn't a big deal, but if you can help the environment even a little, then that's a good thing. The other thing I do with this, after I put it on my skin and I've rubbed it in and it's starting to melt away the makeup, I'll take one of the stone, things that are supposed to help, and I use this kind of as my glide, and then use this to massage my skin and, do all the things that I'll have to write this down below too, but where the stone, things are supposed to help with wrinkles and lymphatic drainage. And I love the coolness of it because it just being up against your skin feels so nice and awakening. So anyway, Elemis is my item number 2. Item number 3 is this Current Body LED lip protector, and it looks rather goofy. But y'all, I really think that it is helping me. I have some lip wrinkles, and in the light, I see that they're much worse than I ever realized. So I just try not to look at myself in the sunlight. But this is my second. My first one, it just stopped taking a charge. And apparently, I think they said there was a 2-year warranty on this, but I told them what happened. They said, send it back, we'll send you a new one. And that is exactly what they did. You can find discount codes for these, so you might want to dig around online and see if you can find a discount code. But I will show you what it looks like, and you're gonna feel like a big old baby. So you wear it for 3 minutes. Apparently it doesn't want to turn off, but it has like a little thing that you hold your teeth with so that you don't have to keep your hand there. I don't want to do like sucking motions with my mouth and add to my wrinkle issues, so I do usually keep my hand on it so that my lips just sit there and benefit from the LED light. Normally I can get it turned off. Today it won't, so we'll ignore that. And my fourth thing that I wanted to mention that I purchased in 2022, it is not a new book. I was going to see if I could... I don't see when it was purchased, but it is called Skincare, and it's by Caroline Hirons. I believe she might be a British lady. I got this on Amazon, but what I like about it is she really gets into the important things about our skincare that we need to pay attention to. She really goes into detail on different things so that you know exactly why you might want a chemical sunscreen over a mineral or a combination of the two or vice versa. And she points out when marketing is impacting what a consumer is buying versus the actual science of the product. So if you're into makeup and skincare, I really think this should be what you read before you go make your purchases. You're gonna need to, even if you're not gonna have a book to use as a reference, you're gonna wanna do some research because, you know, not all products that you buy that say they are good for you are going to be able to penetrate your skin, or your skin maybe won't drink them in and have the same reaction, or there's not been enough research to know what your skin does and how it processes the product that you're putting on your skin. So I just think it's really great if we're going to be spending all this money and all this time to try to look our best, that we do it in a thoughtful way, an educated way, a researched way, rather than falling victim to what's got a pretty bottle, what's got great marketing, what our favorite influencer is saying, or, you know, in the case of me with the LMS What Smells Good, of course, I think this works just as good as the other stuff, so I'm not worried about that, but I do like the smell. Okay, and then that is it for beauty. Moving into food, I have a tea, a hot chocolate, and a snack. So for tea, I am in love with this Celestial Seasonings Cinnamon Apple Spice tea bags. And these are so good. They do not require any sugar. They're herbal, so you can have one at 7 or 8 o'clock and you don't have to worry about it keeping you up all night. I usually steep mine for 6 minutes because I want the maximum amount of flavor. It's just very refreshing. I'll do sometimes in the morning a big pot and then just kind of drink on it all day, even after it's cold. I think they're delicious, and I got 6 of these boxes on Amazon just so I can, I'm going through them quite often, so I will have them for a while. They're great for winter. Probably I wouldn't be as interested in summer, but they would still be good. The other thing to mention is I use my tea bags twice sometimes because you go through a lot, and you know, you just steep them a little longer and you get still that same great flavor. The other item drink-wise was these Land of Lakes Cocoa Classics. We got these at Sam's, I believe. I'm not sure where else they are available. Our favorite has been the mint chocolate flavor, and we are actually out of those right now because we drank them first. They were so very good, so we have nothing left there. But the other flavors are salted caramel and chocolate cocoa mix. Then there is a French vanilla and chocolate cocoa mix, and then a chocolate supreme mix. So you only have to use water. You don't have to use milk. They stir in really well to hot water. You don't find a whole bunch of nasty sediment at the bottom of your glass, and you don't have a hard time getting the clumps to break apart when you're stirring it up. So that was something my mother-in-law had told us about, and they're really, really good, and so we got a pack of them. So what is it, 34 packs in a box, and I do not remember what they cost, but it wasn't that bad or we wouldn't have bought them. And then next would be something, I don't have one here to show you because I've eaten the ones that I've purchased, but I will put in a picture. It's called Nellie's Organic Caramel Nougat, and they're just little snack bars. They are kind of expensive, I feel like, but obviously they're organic, and usually that sort of thing is more expensive. But if you just have a little craving from time to time, at your workplace or at your home, that's a good just little snack to have on hand and try. And it is really tasty. So give it a go if you see them out somewhere, or I'll link down below. I've been getting them on Amazon, but they're good to try. The last category I'm going to tell you about, my other category, we'll start with a tech piece. These are my keys. They look terrible because there's so much on here, but my latest addition is an Apple AirTag. 6 months ago, I lost this set of keys and I could not find them anywhere. And it was one of those things, it was driving me crazy. I looked in every pocket of every jacket of every coat. I looked on the ground. I looked on the ground at work. I looked everywhere. But I knew they couldn't be on the ground at work, but I looked anyway because I'd been able to get in the house the night that, they were no longer seen. 6 months later, I found them in a shoebox in my closet. I have no idea. That is not where they go. I always put them back in my purse once I come in the house. But once I found them, which in the meantime, I got 2 more sets just like this, so if I ever lose these again. But I invested in these Apple AirTags so that if I lose my keys again, I won't drive myself crazy for 6 months to find them. And I liked it so much on my keys that I've gone back and I bought 4 more with the little covers so that I can put them on anything that I often lose. One other thing that I haven't tried, but the next time I travel I may, and that is I've seen a lot of people putting them in their luggage so that if their luggage ever walks away, they can, track it best they can with their Apple AirTag. So something for you to research. Like I said, I haven't tried it myself, but would be interesting. And you always have a worry or concern when you send your luggage off. Will it show up where it's supposed to be? My nephew, who's now a grown man, when he was a little boy, they had gone on a ski trip and his luggage did not return until about 3 years later. And little boys 3 years later are not the same size, but I did think it was funny, like, where had that luggage been all that amount of time? But it was sweet that he finally did get it back. Next on my list is my mini box cutter, and I know I've talked to you about this before. I think they came in a set of 3. They're magnetic, so I keep this on the side of my fridge, but it just has a tiny itty bitty ceramic blade right there, and it's so nice to open a box with it because even though I'm really careful, usually what I did before I had this was I would take a pair of scissors, bend them open, and then open with one blade while the other blade is in my hand. And I would from time to time get a little nick or cut, but this is something much safer. It's not going to cut your skin, not going to poke your eye out. It's just a good, little opener if you open lots of boxes. Archie is the hardest working vacuum cleaner I've ever seen, bless his heart. So again, he's still making the noises, not me. These I know came on Amazon and were cheap, cheap, cheap. So I will put those below for you. 2 more things that I'm going to show you pictures of. One is the JYX portable Bluetooth speaker. I bought it for $90 something, I believe. And I needed it for work because it came with a microphone. And then of course you had the big speaker. It worked perfectly. We were having a little reception where people were kind of spread out, and it made all the difference in the world. If you like karaoke at home, if you ever have events where you need a speaker, if you just, I don't know, like to have fun or do outside things or having a birthday party, $99 isn't that bad, and it's a pretty decent little speaker setup. So I would recommend it. It worked perfect for me. And you know how I am. I think I got one that had an open box. However, when it came, I didn't see that it had been opened ever. So always look on Amazon if you want to save a little money. I will link my video up here on how to do that. but usually you can find things that are open package or package is missing or package was crushed, but the item is actually still good. And the fourth thing in this category is InnoGear solar outdoor lights. We have them everywhere around our property, and they aren't the kind like I used to have that wore out within a couple of days. Like some of ours have been here 2 or 3 years. Some of them we did add some up front this year, but they charge all day. They look great at night. They make good spotlights. We have them around a courtyard near the pool. We have them at our entrance gates, and then we have them in the flower beds around the house, especially like near the front door, just to do some uplighting there to make that area stand out. And I can't remember how many come in a box, but they're well worth their price because you're gonna get good wear out of them. And then my very, very last thing, and I've already mentioned that I am an Anglophile, but my dancing queen, she's one of those light kind of kinetic things. I think I showed her to y'all in my royal collection, but she's got her handbag, she's got her pearls, her crown, and when she's under a light, she is the boogie queen. So, not expensive at the time I bought it, which was right after she passed, but if they still have them, I will link them down below. But anyway, I enjoy her. She makes me laugh when I see her. So those are my 2022 favorites in all the categories. And thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any recommendations for your 2022 purchases that you enjoyed, please put them below in comments. I would love to continue our conversation and hear some feedback from you, because this video is getting a little one-sided and I would love to hear from you guys. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, and while you're doing that, don't forget to subscribe. If you're not sure how to do either of those two things, you are probably new to YouTube and you're gonna need to register to be able to do that. So it doesn't cost money unless you do some kind of extra subscription, which I don't have. It is not gonna be intrusive. They don't send you emails, or I've not gotten any. So it's still, you know, a fun way to learn from other people, to communicate with other people, to, you know, have a little hobby on YouTube. So anyway, check it out. I think you'll want to join, and I will see you next week with another new video. Until then, I hope you are having a good new year. Bye, everybody. This is the wall behind the camera where I was just filming, and my husband just ran to the store. So I thought it might be funny to try the swap to see if he even notices. And of course, it is the kitchen where I am the queen, so. What do you think? I'll let you know if he notices or not. I feel like he won't, but we'll see.